Tonight on KVR News, the annual Texas Tribune Festival, a recap of the event's panels, keynotes, and hot topics.
A popular UT coffee shop closes its doors.
And an update on the controversial West Campus party regulations.
You're watching KVR News, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to KVR News for this first day of fall, Monday, September 22nd. I'm Alex Wilkins.
And I'm Nita Mandar. Just hours ago, Bill Powers delivered his 9th and last State of the University address. Powers discussed the past school year's successes and outlined next year's challenges and goals.
Powers pointed to UT's achievements as a model for higher education reform across the United States. Powers addressed improvements in the undergraduate curriculum, online teaching, student success, graduation rates, and the creation of a new type of medical school as reasons. This 2014-2015 school year will mark Powers' last as president.
This past weekend, the University of Texas hosted the 4th annual Texas Tribune Festival.
Our Marissa Martinez attended the festival and is live in studio. Marissa, what can you tell us about this year's Texas Tribune Festival?
Well, Alex, Texas Tribune Fest was this weekend, where approximately 3,000 registrants gathered at the University of Texas at Austin campus to attend some of the sessions, as well as meet some of their favorite politicians. The panels are categorized into 10 different tracks, all of which included a Q&A portion for the audience. We talked to students on Friday to see why they were in attendance and what festival events they were most excited for.
People who are running for lieutenant governor, I'm interested in going to that. The Texas versus same-sex marriage panel, I'm going to that as well.
Forward to Rick Perry and Ted Cruz because I'm not a Republican, and so I really want to finally see them in the flesh and see them say these things that I always hear about. And yeah, I mean that and Wendy Davis.
I think that every student in Texas definitely has an interest in what's going on here in Austin and in the state, and I think that every student should definitely be involved and come here.
The festival featured keynotes from people like Speaker Strauss, as well as Senator John Cornyn.
My own view is that if Republicans don't demonstrate that we can responsibly govern, then that's going to make it much harder for us to win the White House in 2016.
Governor Perry closed out the festival on Sunday. Although speculations of his run for president have been made, Perry says he has not yet decided whether or not he will run in 2016. Live in studio, Marissa Martinez.
A resolution that allows students, faculty, staff, and guests to carry a licensed concealed handgun around campus has been approved by the Baylor University Student Senate. Although the bill passed, it still needs to be approved by the Baylor Board of Regents and Student Body President Dominic Edwards, who can veto the bill over the next few days. Texas law currently permits college students with concealed carry licenses to have their gun, but it must be locked in a compartment in their car on campus. White House Secret Service officials are taking new security measures into consideration after a tourist gained access in the Capitol Friday night. 42-year-old Iraq war veteran Omar Gonzalez jumped the fence outside of the Capitol, sprinted nearly 70 yards across the north lawn, and entered the building before being tackled by security. Gonzalez was carrying a knife. Proposed security enhancements include increasing the access perimeter around the Capitol lawn and having tourists on the street screened as much as a block away from the White House. Although new plans are not concrete, Secret Service Director Julia Pearson assured President Obama that she is taking immediate action.
Well, last week, the e-commerce giant Alibaba shocked the world when it became the largest IPO in history. Alibaba's initial public offering was priced at $25 billion and surged 38% on its debut on Friday. Its market valuation has surpassed American corporate icons like Disney, Amazon, and even eBay. Still to come, hooked on hookah, a growing fad among college students.
And a new entertainment district for Southeast Austin. You're watching KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Suicide Prevention Week is already underway. This campus-wide event emphasizes the importance of recognizing and intervening with others who are having suicidal thoughts. The UT Counseling and Mental Health Center has put together a variety of programs that are open to all students and faculty. Some of the events include a presentation on reducing suicide risk, a self-care with yoga lab, as well as an all-week Take Care of Yourself Today and Everyday educational display. Well, smoking hookah is becoming a more popular trend among college students, but not entirely for all the right reasons. Reporter Leslie Adami tells us more about the dark sides of hookah.
Any given night of the week, you can expect to find young adults frequenting hookah lounges. Although an age-old tradition overseas, it is becoming more popular here in America, especially near college campuses.
When some students made the switch to smoking hookah, they said it was because they heard it was a healthy alternative to smoking cigarettes. However, studies have shown that smoking one session of hookah is the same as smoking 1 to 2 packs of cigarettes.
Gram for gram, hookah smoke has more tar, nicotine, and carbon monoxide than cigarette smoke does.
A hookah is a water pipe with a smoke chamber, bowl, and a hose. Hot coals are used to heat the tobacco, which is a lump of shredded and sweetened tobacco called shisha. The smoke then passes through the water and into a mouthpiece, allowing consumers to inhale more deeply than they would when inhaling the dry air of a cigarette. However, those who work with and use hookah every day say they have yet to see any decline in their health.
I don't have lung cancer. You know, I've been smoking hookah since I was like 16. Right. So I've never really had any issues with it. I don't know anyone that's been like, oh, I had to go to the hospital because I got lung cancer from smoking hookah.
I'm still running the same speed. I'm still able to go as far, still able to go, run as long.
And though users may not see the effects just yet, prolonged exposure can yield to several long-term health risks.
Outcomes of hookah are the same as cigarette smoking: lung cancer, oral cancers, other respiratory disease, and just encourage students to get the facts about it and hope to kind of bust the myth that it is more safe than cigarette smoking.
In its simplest form, smoking hookah is a social activity. And just like with any form of smoking, health specialists say the ultimate healthier alternative is to quit. Leslie Adami, KVR News.
For students interested in trying to kick any type of smoking habits, UHS advises you utilize services provided on campus at the UT Counseling and Mental Health Center.
The popular coffee shop JP's Java will close for good this Wednesday. After 13 years at its home near UT campus, the cafe will shut its doors because of a lack of profits. Owner JP Hogan says the shop gets about 600 people a day, but that isn't consistent. The shop struggles to get customers in the summer, and over winter break, sales go down about 50%. Hogan says the shop has a likely buyer, but that he's not sure what the space will be replaced with. In response to the Austin Fire Department's plan that requires organizations to apply for a lengthy permit process for events, students from the UT Greek community are planning a march to the tower on September 25th in protest to the new plan by city officials. An online petition in response to the plan has also been created, receiving more than 2,500 signatures. The plan aims to reduce West Campus event and sound disturbances after an increase of noise complaints from residents in the West Campus area. The protest was originally set to occur last Thursday, but was moved to next week to increase participation.
Well, last Wednesday, the South Shore District off of East Riverside hosted their very first Boardwalk Bazaar. The celebration was in honor of the completion of Eastside's new boardwalk at Lady Bird Lake and in commemoration of the Austin Music Foundation's newest headquarters located in the South Shore District. The event brought the local community together to celebrate the occasion with iconic food trucks and a special lineup of local Austin bands.
This is one of the more interesting parts of the city, both now and into the future.
The Teresa Lozano Long Institute of Latin American Studies hosted the 5th annual Benson Photo Exhibition Thursday evening. Students contributed their work ranging from photos and paintings. Their research, fieldwork, and volunteer activities were all factors that influenced their work.
This man sits by that corner in Rio Piedras in the city of San Juan, Puerto Rico, always at 5 o'clock, and he plays the trumpet for like during an hour. And when I was a student at the University of Puerto Rico, I could hear him playing when I was in my apartment. So I would know it's 5 o'clock, when he starts playing, and the whole
Wait, so she's not doing the
block could hear him play. So this is an example of what I am studying, the research that I'm doing. I'm comparing La Habana and San Juan and how space is described and used throughout.
This past week was definitely a rainy and humid one for Austin. Our Brenda Lau is live in the Weather Center. Brenda, can we expect some nice fall weather in the forecast?
Well, Alex, I'm afraid that summer is not ready to leave Austin, Texas just yet. Good news, though, we are cooling down just a little. More on this after the break. Welcome back to KVR News, and what a pretty day it was. Today is in fact the first day of fall, but it does not look like we will see those lovely fall temperatures anytime soon. Today we had a high of 89 with a low of 66. An impressively comfortable temperature for this time of the year, and we can expect the rest of the week to look the same. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 85 with a low of 64 and partly cloudy skies. Wednesday and Thursday will be about the same with mostly sunny skies. Friday and Saturday we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and low of 67. We won't be expecting any rain this week, and winds will be moderately low at 6 to 7 miles per hour. Sunday has a 10% chance of rain with a high of 88 and low of 66. So with this gorgeous weather that will be gracing us this week, be sure to go out and enjoy it. Who knows how long it could last. Live from the Weather Center, Brenda Lau, KVR News.
Thanks, Brenda.
College Press Box's Elissa Killabrew will be in the studio to talk Longhorn sports after the break. Stay tuned.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm College Press Box's Elissa Killabrew. This past week, Longhorn quarterback David Ash announced that he would be retiring from playing football. Ash held a press conference today and offered his first public comments since his concussion symptoms returned after a win against North Texas. College Press Box's Luana Solis went out to ask how students felt about Ash stepping down.
Quarterback David Ash is officially retired from Texas football. I came out to the 40 acres to see what students thought about the big news.
Do you know what big announcement Charlie Strong made?
No.
No?
Wait, when was it?
Yesterday.
Nope. No.
No, I do not.
David Ash isn't coming back?
Ash is retiring from football. What do you think about that?
That's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy. He's too young to be retiring.
I completely understand his position. I think it's important to take care of your health first.
His new replacement is Tyrone Swoops. Do you think he's a good replacement, or would Gerard be a better fit?
Swoops?
Yeah.
You're trolling me. He's not real?
Swoops, because he sounds like a basketball player, and he could throw. I don't know if there's any correlation between that, but hey, sport name equals sport, famous.
I think he could bring the hurting, so Gerard Hurt.
How many games do you think Texas football is going to win?
How many? I want to say they win the next game, that's for sure, because I got money on that one. And they're going to win 4 for sure. Yeah. And then the other ones are kind of shaky.
So, Elissa, not the easiest start for this Texas team. How can the Horns overcome the adversity and get a fresh start with conference play, starting with Kansas?
Well, I think David Ash's retirement is not a surprise for Texas fans. What Texas really needs to do is really rely on Tyrone Swoops to be the quarterback. I think he can go out there and I think he can get it done. I think he can get points on the board and score. Coach Strong just really needs to work on the offensive line. That's what's most important. They have a strong defense, but when it comes to the offensive line, they need to open up a hole and a pocket for the quarterback so that he can actually throw. He's been throwing short passes, and long passes are going to get us to win games. So, David Ash, it's not a season-altering change. It really isn't. Something everyone expected as, Longhorn fans or any fans of college football at all. I'm excited to see what Texas brings, especially going into the game against Kansas. It should be an easy game, an easy win for them. I think it's just about technical issues, especially with that offense.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how Swoops develops this season. All right, well, thank you, Elissa. Our Stacy Rickard has your entertainment news tonight. What's coming up, Stacy?
Well, Miley twerks her way into trouble, a TV show extra sues, and Emma Watson stands up for women. Ahead on KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Miley Cyrus stirred up controversy at her September 16th concert in Monterrey when she twerked on the Mexican flag. This was during the first of 4 scheduled Bangers Tour concerts in Mexico. 2 of Cyrus's backup dancers joined her center stage and spanked Cyrus with the flag while she did her signature twerking. Mexico law is very stern about respecting the flag, and 21-year-old Cyrus could be facing a fine of $1,200 and up to 36 hours in the slammer. A woman working as an extra on the now canceled NBC television series Revolution is suing an Austin gate company. Maria Carmen Fordyce says that an extremely large gate fell on her while filming the show in Central Texas last year. Fordyce states in a Travis County District Court filing that the incident occurred because the gate had a defective hinge. She states that it caused her permanent physical and mental injuries, and she's suing for $100,000 to $500,000. Emma Watson, best known for her role as Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter franchise, delivered a passionate speech before the United Nations headquarters this past Saturday. Watson spoke out on her support for gender equality by promoting the launch of the He for She campaign. The campaign aims to motivate males as advocates for ending the inequalities that women face globally. Watson's emotional speech was met with a standing ovation and vast media support. For KVR News, I'm Stacy Rickard.
Thanks, Stacy, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alex Wilkins.
And I'm Nita Mandar. For news and weather updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News.
Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great night.